Okay everyone, this is just going to be a short and sweet video on how to make your own homemade CO2 diffuser for your aquarium. First few things you're going to need are a 2-liter pop bottle. This was a Fanta bottle. Some airline tubing, the lid to your pop bottle, 2 packets or 2 teaspoons of activated dry carbon, baking soda, warm water, an airline check valve, a CO2 diffuser, and a bubble counter. First off, start by attaching your CO2 tubing or your airline tubing to your bubble counter. Take these 2 little rings off, put the coupling over the tube, push the tube down onto the nipple and twist it down as tight as you can get it. Do the same with both sides. Then take your airline tubing and attach it to your CO2 diffuser. You want to make sure that the part of your airline tubing that goes into your fish tank that has your CO2 diffuser is on the side that does not have this tube sticking out of. Now what you want to do is you want to drill a very small hole, small enough to where you have to forcefully shove this tubing through and there will be no leaks. I have pressurized air tested this, so we are good enough to where should be no leaks. Now for safety precautions, I'm going to silicone this or hot glue it. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm not going to do that in this video. I only have the tubing down just a little bit into the lid so where it's not attached. I'm not going to be touching anything. And just screw it on. See it just like that. You want to screw it on as tight as you can get it after you have it all finished. So you want to get, let's see, 7 grams of sugar, 2 teaspoons of activated dry carbon, and I want to say 5 teaspoons of baking soda, but I'm going to look that up again real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. So you want to have 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 7 tablespoons of sugar, 2 cups of warm water, and 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast into your 2-liter bottle, Coke bottle, whatever you choose to use. So for starters, I'm going to open up my yeast and add that. Make sure you take it and shake it down to the bottom so it doesn't spill when you open it. Use scissors, don't use your mouth. Okay, so we're going to start with the 1/4 teaspoon. There's a 1/4. Now let's go to our teaspoon. I might have to use the funnel for this. Always grab a funnel so it's easier to add your ingredients so you don't spill. just go ahead and add the rest of this packet. Make sure you check and see how many or how much is in a packet before you just go and add 2 packets, because 1 packet was 2 1/4 teaspoons, and that's what I needed. So now we switch over to the 1 tablespoon, and we need 7 tablespoons of sugar. So you take your tablespoon, level it out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now be careful if you spill it a little bit. Always clean up your mess. And the last thing we need is 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Alright. So you take your baking soda. Let's move your ingredients out of the way. Take your baking soda. Level it out. Make sure you've got the 1 teaspoon. Add it to your funnel. Tap it, make sure it goes down in. Guys, always do your dishes. Make sure everything's clean before you use it, because you don't want to contaminate your aquarium. So I'm going to put these over here to be washed. And the last and final ingredient is 2 1/4. Oh wait. 2 cups of warm water. So go over here, grab your 2-cup measuring cup. Go ahead and make sure the water's warm. Take your funnel and use that, because it'll help you out a lot. I'm going to do this over the sink so I don't make an entire huge mess. Hopefully you can still see that. I'm going to get a little bit more water because I spilled some. About a 1/3 cup of water. Make sure you give it a good shake. You don't want anything stuck to the bottom. See that? On the bottom, you don't want any of that there. So you want to give it a good shake. Now take a look, nothing at the bottom. And you want to add your lid. Add your tubing to your check valve. which I'm going to snip this off and make it a tighter seal. And your tubing to the check valve. This is just so no water comes back up into your CO2 diffuser. And there you have it. DIY Aquarium CO2 diffuser. Thank you.